Hello and welcome back. It's good to be with you again. Bible study looking this time at Sunday the 13th of September. The readings Ezekiel, Psalm 114, Romans, and Matthew. And really just to focus a bit here on Exodus. This is the story. So we've thought about Moses in the last few weeks. Moses at the burning bush, Moses who warns Pharaoh, Moses who is not listened to by Pharaoh and tells the Israelites, well, there's going to be this Passover where the houses with the Egyptians, their firstborn, are going to die. And now Moses leading the Israelites away from Pharaoh, who cannot let the people go. God says, "Let my people go," and Pharaoh can't do it because he wants those slaves. He is willing to enslave people for his own ends, and he really doesn't want those Israelites who are very useful to go and escape. So he sends the army. The army can't get across the Red Sea. They all drown, and eventually the Israelites walk out on dry land. I mean, the difficult stuff about how God is not going to tolerate this this hunger that the Egyptians, that the Egyptian Pharaoh has for other human beings. It's like Pharaoh wants to consume their lives and consume what those people are, and God resists that. It's interesting perhaps to reflect that in communion, um, then we consume God, and God does not consume us, but God strengthens and restores us. That's the kind of God that we worship and that we adore. And, and that God, that same God, is determined that the Israelites will be set free from this kind of oppression, this kind of persecution, this kind of use and this hunger that the Egyptians have to consume them, to consume their lives. I mean, I'll pass over the psalm, which talks a little bit about that time as well. The Romans reading is quite kind of practical, talking about how we can live and not live to ourselves really, and not judge, but to live for Christ. And that that sentence at the end of that reading, each of us will be accountable to God. There is that sense of impending judgment. And Matthew, Jesus takes this further in the reading from Matthew, talks to Peter about forgiveness, but also pushes Peter to think about what does this really mean. And there is this judgment in the parable that Jesus tells about this slave who is forgiven, who is released from his oppression, and then he just turns on someone else and oppresses them. He turns on another slave and doesn't forgive that person and puts them in jail. And Jesus says, this is a terrible thing, and he will be judged for that. Very often, that people who are oppressed turn into oppressors too, and we must resist that. It's a tragic story that those who are set free sometimes become themselves oppressors, and Jesus is telling this parable to warn us. When we are forgiven, then we must learn what forgiveness means. Look at ourselves, look at who we are, give thanks to God, and forgive one another. And Peter says, how many times? And Jesus says, well, 7 times? No, I tell you, 77 times. Or in other versions, he says 7 times 70. So really, just keep forgiving and remember that you too have been forgiven. So I hope you have a good week and hope you can join us on Wednesday. But if not, see you again, hopefully on the YouTube. God bless you. Bye bye.